Hi, I'm Dr. Jasleen Chhatwal. I'm a psychiatrist by training, and I'll be answering some questions about anxiety. Anxiety is a way that our body and brain signals danger. For human beings, whenever we come across a risky situation or another thing that may be considered dangerous by us, we would mount what is called an anxiety response. Anxiety is a normal physiological response. There is an area in our brain called the amygdala, which typically is considered the fear center. So usually that keeps on detecting anytime we think a situation is dangerous or it can be life-threatening to us. It really came up as an evolutionary mechanism to keep human beings safe and keep us living on. So if you ever saw a lion when you were out in the savannah, you would mount an anxiety response that would give you that fight or flight reaction, so you would want to run away from it. And then sometimes people can have such a huge anxiety response that they can go into freeze mode. So we all have some level of anxiety. Sometimes we realize that we have more normative anxiety, which is healthy. So that is the anxiety that you feel the day before your exam that gets you to go ahead and study. There can also be the anxiety that you feel when you're walking on a path and suddenly see a rope that you might worry is a snake, and so you start to run or you jump up. However, sometimes that anxiety response can get a little out of control, where it seems to come up all the time in situations that are not seemingly dangerous for everybody. And so maybe that is where you start to notice that you have a lot of anxiety. Normal anxiety is what we were talking about 30 seconds ago. That's really that expected response that most people would get in that situation. So if you're driving fast on the freeway and somebody really swerves in front of you, that would be a normal anxiety response to feel like, oh my God, I got so shocked. What really happened? My heart's beating fast. So that anxiety can have a couple different components. One is the state of worry. So when that happens, suddenly noticing that you're in danger, your life was at risk, your loved ones who are in the car are at risk. And then also a physiological component, so where you feel your heart beating really fast, you notice that you're a little short of breath, or maybe you've even been holding your breath, and you may notice that your palms are sweaty. So multiple other symptoms that come up, and that can still be a normal anxiety response, normal anxiety that you should have. And if you're not having, that might be a bit of a problem. However, when we start going into the realm of an anxiety disorder, especially something that is called generalized anxiety disorder, that means that you may consider yourself a worrier, somebody who worries about things almost all the time. You wake up in the morning and you may start to worry about what can go wrong in the day. You're the person who calls people excessively to check on them. You may be the one who's checking that you've done things repeatedly, and also sometimes questioning your decisions because you're worried something could go wrong. So when that level of anxiety starts showing up in our lives, where we're worrying about almost everything, is where that condition of generalized anxiety may come into play. Again, this is not a place where I am providing any diagnoses. If at all you're worried that your anxiety may be out of context with the situation, please discuss that with your doctor or your therapist. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have any other questions, please type them in the chat below. We'll be answering questions about anxiety the entire month of April in Friday Facts every Friday. Thank you again. Bye-bye.